Hey team, today's video is going to be about getting the band on and off the field. I'm planning to do 3 videos back to back about show design, and hopefully, if you're interested, helping you take your program one step closer to a more modern approach to show design without having to do a show that's crazy or abstract or avant-garde. This video is for the band programs who are marching onto the field, who are playing 4 tunes, and each song has a 1 word in the title that directly correlates to the show theme, and you're doing a cadence and marching off. There's nothing wrong with that. Pretty much every college marching band does that. But your students, your parents, your admin might be starting to get that itch where they would like to do something a little bit more modern. Maybe they've seen on Friday night or at competitions. And this video is advice for you to find that happy medium, find that compromise without having to spend any more money, hopefully. My first piece of advice would be this. If you're still marching on to a drum cadence or to taps from the center snare, I would recommend just telling your students go directly to page 1. Teach them how to walk professionally, quickly, directly, efficiently to set 1 and go to standby. You can do that kind of the BOA style, where you start in the end zone and come across and the whole band just kind of stops at their spot and goes to standby. You can do that from the sideline. If you just watch the away band perform, you can do it from the back sideline and come down, as long as you're not getting in the front ensemble's way. My next tip on that is, instead of going to standby, you could have the students go into a pose once they get there and wait for the show to start. In the character of the show. My favorite version of this is actually to have the students go to standby, and then once everyone's at standby and we're ready to start and the announcer says, "Drum majors, is the band ready?" That's when you have all of your students strike that pose all at one time. The audience loves that. It's very visually engaging. It catches your eye. And then your drum major turns around, does a short salute, turns back around, and starts the show. The easiest way for your kids to get out of that pose and back into a set position or into a carry position is to just have them do that on the count off. The second thing I want to talk about in this video is your transition between every song. So all that matters is that transition is thought out and it's planned. Most of the time we're seeing that bands are cutting off, they're waiting, and then they're counting off, but that ends up taking closer to 10 seconds. And the longer we're not doing anything, the faster we're losing interest from the audience. So here's my recommendation. You go off and down and count off the next movement. So really every movement has about 3 measures in between. And honestly, when you start your ballad, if it's at a slower tempo, I would just do a 4-beat count off. If you're gonna switch out drum majors, and I did that for a long time, I think it's great, you need to make sure that each movement ends with the new drum major. Don't switch during the transition because it takes too long, and then the audience is watching this kind of perfunctory movement of your drum majors instead of thinking about the show theme. Lastly, I want to talk about getting off the field. So instead of going off and down and then staying at set, having your battery do a cadence and then marching off, have your students finish the show and strike a pose, again, that has something to do with the thematic material of the show. Maybe it's a pose you've done throughout the show, something to quickly grab the audience's eye and help them remember your show. And then, instead of doing any taps or cadence, just have your students go to the sideline, teach them that the front ensemble is always going to go towards side 1, so they need to go to side 2 and go around the front ensemble as they go to the track, and then just have the kids get into 2 lines there as they march out of the stadium. If it's Friday night, I think you could absolutely still have your battery play a cadence. I just don't think that it's worth having your students march. Go ahead and let them break character, catch their breath, be professional, be organized, be direct with where they're walking, be quiet. But you could have the battery go up to the student section. They could play a couple cadences while the football team's still warming up. All of that's a great idea. We just want to be efficient and effective and create a clear moment of when the show starts and when it ends, but still maintaining that composure, of course. That's it, guys. That's my advice on starting the show, ending the show, and transitioning between songs. Make sure you like, comment, follow, subscribe, do all those things so that you can make sure that you see the next couple of videos where I talk about show design and show timelines for those band programs that are looking to go just one step closer towards that more modern show design approach. Let me know how your band gets on and off the field in the comments.